Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back. I am back with a brand new What If. Normally I do these in movies, but I felt like I was finishing it up and I was doing some stuff, and I was about maybe halfway through the story, and I realized like if I continue at this pace, I'm not gonna be done for a while, so I decided I'll just break it up into two parts. So you'll get this part first, and then maybe like I'll do some of the Demon Lord series and the Kurama series, and then you'll get the last part of this What If as well. So yeah, as you can see, it's what if Tanjiro had time breathing. So super cool in my opinion. I hope y'all enjoy the story overall, and I hope y'all enjoy this What If. I want to do more Demon Slayer What Ifs. I enjoy Demon Slayer, especially with Demon Slayer Season 2 coming out like as we speak. So I thought it would be really cool to implement more and more Demon Slayer, because this is what I started on, right? It was Demon Slayer and My Hero, obviously, but Demon Slayer was one of the bigger videos that I got going. I had my if he was able to use chakra series, the God of Destruction breathing, Amaterasu breathing, all those that did really well. But yeah, enough of all that. But if y'all enjoy, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit the subscribe, comment down below, all those things, because it helps me basically get this video out to anybody. And also, a little spoilers, I have a Demon Slayer series, or not series, a movie in the works currently that is gonna have a lot of stuff to it. When I have everything sorted out in terms of like so I'm gonna have like a couple special voice lines and stuff like that. But once I get it all sorted out, I'll show everyone the thumbnail. But I won't be spoiling anything else that's gonna be within that series. But I'll show y'all the thumbnail probably maybe 2 to 3 days before the video will come out. So be excited for that. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a crossover. So I mean, yeah, just be ready. Alright, enough of that. I wasted like 3 minutes of y'all's life. I'm sorry about that. So let's just get right into the what if. Let's get it. In a world where people who were so afraid to go outside at night in fear of demons that roamed the land, there were people who devoted their lives though to slaying those demons. This story is about just that. A boy by the name of Tanjiro Kamado normally was born to a family that was later on to be killed, but this time the story did not turn out this way. Tanjiro was just a baby, and his family sought for him to have a better life, a way of life that they knew he would be protected. His father reached out to a man by the name of Urokodaki and sent his son away. Before he was sent away though, he gave Tanjiro a pocket watch to wrap around his neck. My son, you will soon be the one to make peace in this world. The child was then taken away by a man with a red mask. Just days later, that family was murdered in cold blood by an unknown demon. Tanjiro then grew up with Urokodaki, and around the age of 5, Tanjiro saw 3 disciples of Urokodaki set off to the final selection. All 3 of them treated Tanjiro like their younger brother. Their names were Giyu, Tomioka, Sabito, and Makomo. They promised him that when they finished the exam or the final selection, they would be back before they left on their journeys. Time passed by and Tanjiro waited, but only one of them came back. Tomioka came back and told Tanjiro how sorry he was, but Sabito and Makomo would not be coming back. Urokodaki, not visibly sad because of his mask, but who knows how sad he truly was behind that mask. Giyu then set off on his journey, telling them both that he will do his best to be safe, and he wants to make this world safe for Tanjiro and everyone else. He leaves, and Tanjiro is now with Urokodaki on his own once again. Urokodaki, when I grow up, I want to be a demon slayer. I want to protect people like Big Brother. Urokodaki, under his mask, smiles and tells Tanjiro that he is too young currently, but when he is closer to their age, he will train him. Tanjiro, I want to show you something. Urokodaki pulls out a pocket watch. This was a family heirloom that was passed down to you when you were just a baby. And I told myself when you made the decision that you either wanted to or didn't want to become a demon slayer, I would give it to you. He puts it on Tanjiro and it begins to glow for a split second and stops. Tanjiro asks what happened and Urokodaki tells him that he isn't sure either. Throughout the years, Urokodaki would teach Tanjiro the basics of swordsmanship, but in a safe way because he was still very young. But when he turned 13 is when the true training would begin. Tanjiro was sent off to the top of a mountain. Okay, Tanjiro, now all you have to do is make it down this mountain before the crack of dawn. Good luck. Urokodaki leaves and Tanjiro begins running down the mountain, but realizes that traps are everywhere. He smells various disturbances that would occur and continue to dodge them, until he doesn't realize a log swinging towards him. For an instant, the log stops though, and he sidesteps out of the way. Now making it down the mountain, Tanjiro is just in shock. Impressive, kid. You made it down very easily. Tanjiro then tells Urokodaki that something isn't right, that he should have been put out of commission by that log. Why did you stop the log, Urokodaki? Kid, I didn't stop anything. Tanjiro then asks why did the log stop for a split second then? Urokodaki is in shock and brings Tanjiro in. I don't know how to tell you this, kid, because I didn't believe the stories when I was told, but you may wield a special power. We need to start your concentration breathing training now. Tanjiro agrees and they begin training, and he tries to learn water breathing, but seemingly can't get a hold of it. But during this training, he realizes that there is another breathing style he can use. Urokodaki tells him that there is something called time breathing that basically nobody knows, and basically nobody could use, but it must have been passed down within his family without Urokodaki really knowing. Tanjiro looks at a pocket watch and it glows for a split second once again. Tanjiro, you will need to learn how to make your own breathing forms, and this will be far from easy. Tanjiro then agrees and begins to train, creating various forms of time breathing. After about a year, Urokodaki then brought him to a massive boulder. If you want to participate in the final selection, your final challenge is to cut this boulder in half. Tanjiro is about to strike the boulder, but then realizes that if he slices this boulder, he would go into the final selection without completely mastering, the forms he currently knows of time breathing. He decides to train on his own for the next 6 months to a year, and eventually getting to the point where he knows he's ready for the final selection. Tanjiro approaches the boulder, and when he prepares himself to cut it in half, he sees Sabito and Makomo sitting on either side. He slices down, cutting the boulder in half, and he begins to cry. He walks back to his home and tells Urokodaki he did it. Kid, you could have done it 6 months ago. I'm proud that you took the extra time to hone your skills. Tanjiro hugs him and says that he saw them. Urokodaki slightly tears up as well and tells Tanjiro that he is ready to become a demon slayer, and now it's time for him to finish the final selection. The next morning, Tanjiro sets off, waving goodbye to Urokodaki. When he arrives, he sees various other potential demon slayers, and these 2 twin female proctors begin explaining the final selection. They all enter the final selection, in which they must survive in a demon-filled forest for about a week. Tanjiro walks in more focused than he's ever been in his life, knowing that this is exactly how Sabito and Makomo died, and he wants to carry their names on with him. He immediately is attacked by 2 demons, but in an instant they are dead. Using his first form, he stopped time for a split second and sliced both of their heads off, making it seem as if he killed them without even moving. Just like Sabito, he walked through the forest, the entire forest, saving others and killing every demon in sight, eventually leading him to the screams of another kid in the exam. Tanjiro runs over to see a giant monster chasing a kid. "Come on, kid. Just meet your fate." "Hello, hand demon." The hand demon turns toward Tanjiro in shock. "Oh, you're one of Urakodaki's brats. I've killed so many of you." "Yeah, I know. But that's why you die here with all the demons in this forest." "Oh, a cocky one. Come on, let's fight then." The hand demon sends his arms at Tanjiro and he begins to dodge. Time breathing, 5th form, time duplicate. 2 Tanjiros begin scaling the hand demon at once. "Now, this is for Sabito and Makomo. Time breathing, 2nd form, after image strike." The 2 Tanjiros then look like 4 Tanjiros as he slices through both sides of the hand demon's neck. "Now, that was for all the demon slayers you killed." The head of the hand demon begins to cry and Tanjiro kneels down and says that even with the blood on his hands, hopefully he finds some sort of grace in the afterlife. The rest of the week, Tanjiro defeats all of the demons in the forest that he could find, eventually getting to the end of the final selection. But he still only sees very few people left. The proctors then approach and begin saying congratulations, but then they are cut off by a boy. He is about to grab one of their faces, but out of nowhere he is back to where he once was in line. He keeps trying to get toward them, but seemingly he keeps getting teleported back, and eventually he gives up. The proctors then bring the ores and tell everyone to choose, in which Tanjiro is able to choose quickly using his sense of smell. He is about to leave, but a girl grabs his arm. She introduces herself as Aoi Kanzaki, and she tells him that she and the other girl over there was told to find a boy by the name of Tanjiro Kamado after the final selection. What's going on? She tells him that Tomioka wants to see him. "Oh, Tomioka? Yeah, but I need to go check in with Urakodaki before I leave." She agrees, and when he begins to walk off, she follows. He tells her that she doesn't need to follow him, and she says then how will he get back to the Hashira mansion? He reluctantly agrees, and they trip back to Urakodaki's place. When he arrives, he is greeted with so much happiness from Urakodaki. "I'm glad you're back safe, Tanjiro." "Of course. Actually, Tomioka wants to meet with me. That's why this girl is with me." She exclaims that she isn't just some girl. She is Aoi Kanzaki. Tanjiro apologizes, and Urakodaki and him say their goodbyes. "Do your best, Tanjiro." "I will, I promise." Aoi takes Tanjiro to the Hashira mansion, and when they arrive, the Hashira are waiting. Tomioka steps up and walks over to Tanjiro. "So you did it, huh, kid?" "I did. How have you been, Tomioka?" Some of the Hashira are shocked at the fact that someone knows Tomioka, because he barely even talks to the other Hashira. "So don't get me wrong, Tomioka. I'm glad to be here and to see you, but why did you want me to come?" Tomioka then backs up and dashes at Tanjiro with his sword, and Tanjiro time skips past the sword strike. For the first time in years, according to the other Hashira, Tomioka smiles at the progress that basically to him his little brother has made. "Sorry about that, Tanjiro. I wanted to see how far you've come, and it seems that Urakodaki was right about you having a special breathing." Tanjiro pulls out a pocket watch out of his pocket, and it begins to glow once again as he wraps it around his neck. The other Hashira asks what are they talking about, and the love Hashira asks what type of breathing are they talking about. In an instant, Tanjiro is standing in front of her with a smile on his face. "It's called time breathing. I can speed up, slow down, and outright stop time for small intervals." "Whoa, that's so cool!" She begins jumping up and down in excitement. Tanjiro laughs, and the rest of the Hashira ask how they figured this breathing out. And Tanjiro tells them that, well, when he started training in water breathing, well, they realized that there was another power to be discovered, and it took him about 2 years to create the forms that he currently has. But also during just his regular training, he somehow stopped time without even knowing. They all are extremely surprised, but Tomioka tells Tanjiro he's proud of him, and that sooner rather than later, maybe he'll be the time-breathing Hashira, or the time Hashira. Tanjiro is then escorted to his room, and his ore is sent off to basically create his new sword. He sleeps through the night and wakes up in the morning. He is greeted by Tomioka, and they talk about the next step for him. Tomioka explains that he would like to see his progression, and he throws him a wooden sword, and they spar for about an hour. Tomioka tells him that he needs to learn some more breathing techniques, like more basic ones that some of the Hashira already know, but he's very strong nonetheless. Thanks, Tomioka. How does it feel to be a Hashira? I'm sure Sabito is very proud of you. It's fine, Tanjiro. I hope you are right about him being proud of me, though. Toward the end of the day, Tanjiro's sword finally arrives, changing into this white sword, and when he swings it, a silver glow gleams from it. Eventually, Tanjiro is given his first mission. He needs to go to a city that so-called never sleeps because there is a demon that roams around in the light of the night within the city. Tanjiro says his goodbyes and heads off. When he arrives, he proceeds to get some food and starts eating until he smells something extremely foul. He runs over and finds the source of the smell, but this demon didn't seem like any normal demon. He grabs the man's shoulder, and when he turns, he looks like a normal person. Time breathing, third form, time warp. Now, what is this? What are you exactly? I know you are a demon, but no normal demon. Oh, interesting. You must be a demon slayer. I have heard about you. The one that can control time itself. Like I said, who are you? Well, many know me as Muzan, but I prefer the Demon King. And you must be Tanjiro Kamado. Your breathing style is very impressive. Tanjiro flinches at the idea of a Demon King. Now, Tanjiro, what's the plan? Attempt to kill me here, which will lead to many dead, and maybe even yourself. Or we can cut our losses and walk away. Tanjiro puts down his time warp. Sorry, sir. I thought you were someone else. It's okay, young one. Tanjiro walks away, but as he does so, he says, don't even think about sending any demons because they'll just die. Muzan slightly flinches at the remark, but just keeps walking. Tanjiro goes back to his food, but another demon stands near him, and in an instant he time skips in front of the demon, but the demon tells him that he isn't here to fight. Tanjiro puts his sword down and asks what does he want then. I'm Yoshiro, and Lady Tamiya wants to speak with you. Why would I want to meet with a demon? Another demon, actually. Yoshiro explains that if the information is not useful, he can kill him. They both walk to a hidden house, and Lady Tamiya greets Tanjiro. Hello, Tanjiro. I may have something you are interested in. And what is that exactly? I know a way to kill Muzan. Tanjiro looks on in shock. And how is that? And that is where we're going to leave off part 1 of What If Tanjiro Had Time Breathing. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all those things. Comment down below any suggestions for either Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia. Eventually, I want to do Naruto What Ifs. I say this all the time. Really sorry. In terms of a Naruto What If, I'm trying to determine how I want to do it. Do I want to do it in parts? Do I want to do a full movie? Obviously, Naruto is a very long series, so I'm still trying to determine that. So, we'll see. We'll see. Eventually, I will do a Naruto What If. It just really depends how that will lay out, because as y'all know, I normally upload daily, and I feel like a Naruto What If will lead to a little bit of struggle in terms of uploading because of how long that series is. But if y'all have any suggestions about how I should go about making a Naruto What If, let me know. And if y'all feel like, oh, you couldn't easily cut out certain things where it wouldn't affect the storyline, also let me know. Pretty basic stuff like that. But yeah, if y'all enjoying Demon Slayer What Ifs, let me know. And make sure to blow this thing up if you possibly can. Part 2 will be out, or the finale, because Part 2 will be a finale. Part 2 will be out sometime in the next coming days. And yeah, I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.
I don't wanna waste what's left, and